Hello everybody, Whiskey here. Hope everybody's doing well, and I want to say I had a great weekend. Had a lot of fun with everybody in Arazoa over the weekend. Got to do some new stuff with the new Apatosaurus and experienced a little bit of the new Myra Gaia. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, but there's some buggy stuff going on with that thing. But in this video, I wanted to bring you the most recent updates, go over some of the most recent updates that they've done, that Arazoa has done to the Rex and the Gigas. And I think they're really fine-tuning the balance on these. It's definitely getting better. I feel like the Rex is just slightly at less of a disadvantage against the Gigas. Yeah, you're out here in the plains, you're still at a disadvantage. The Gigas can outturn you, and that charge bite does a massive amount of damage. So even if they just get a few charge bites on you, they've got a pretty good advantage to win the fight. But the Giga has to be set up perfectly, and the players have to be really good. So I've got a win, a loss, and a draw here on these Giga fights. And I wanted to bring you and kind of walk through the differences and why I won one, lost one, and the other one was a tie, and kind of goes over the changes. In this one, these two Gigas, they didn't really have the right setup on. They were using the bleed call, and they weren't super coordinated. The blue one there was not biting me quite as much as they should have been, and it allowed me to get a lot of DPS on that black one. But they didn't have pain inhibitor on. They weren't super coordinated. They should have been non-stop biting me the whole time after I bone broke. I bone broke real early in that fight too, and that's a key in the Rex Giga fights. If you don't bone break early enough, and they get some hits on you after you bone break, they can basically stand there and face tank you. So you really got to get an early bone break in, and after you get the early bone break in, I think you definitely have to have deep rumble, and then you have to conserve your stamina as well. And that's where that becomes a big problem when you use deep rumble, because it takes so much stamina. But this one, in this fight right here, you can see I got an early bone break, and I'm just focusing the one Giga fairly easily. But the brown one's doing a really good job of getting a lot of DPS on me as I'm, killing his friend. And I'm still doing the DPS over there. I didn't really pop deep rumble because I thought I was going to have enough DPS to kill that green one before they killed me, but I didn't. And right here at the very end, we each kill each other. So you can see him drop right there. And his friend might have even accidentally clipped him right there in the end. And that was a draw. So you can see without deep rumble, it's going to be pretty close. It'll probably be a draw or a loss, but you've really got to have deep rumble to win the fight, unless it goes like that first fight did, where they weren't using pain inhibitor anyways, and they weren't really getting as many bites on me as they should have been. And then this is a loss here. This was bad. I totally failed my red herring right here. I thought he was close enough to where I could catch him, but he used his bulldoze to get out of the way. I changed targets to maybe catch him, and not his bulldoze, but his charge, and I got him to use his charge. So if nothing else, at least I got them both to use their charges, so they don't have any get out of jail free cards anymore. But I don't have my red herring either, so it's going to be a matter of me getting a bone break in as soon as possible. But these are two very good Giga players. I've seen these guys around, and I know one of them at least is an excellent Giga player and plays a lot of Giga, and so I knew it was going to be a tough fight. So at this point I have to be really patient, and I've got to try to get one of them to make a mistake so that I can land an early bone break. Because if not, out here on the plains with the turn radius of the Giga, the power of that charge bite, and see how they're able to get in and out like that without me hitting them. Really good Giga players can do that and nip at your tail before I can get to them and get a good bone break on them. But because of that failed red herring, I've lost maybe, I don't know, a fifth of my stamina now. And there's a couple of times when I chase a little bit too much here. So you've got to it's very tricky because you've got to sprint from time to time to dodge their hits and then to try to get some bites in, like right here. I should have stopped much earlier than that. So now I've drained down to half my stamina now. And that was a big mistake, because now when I do land my bone break, I'm not going to have enough deep rumble, enough stamina to both use deep rumble and get 2 bone breaks in, because you've got to have enough stamina to get deep rumble and get 2 bone breaks in order to win the fight. And they've already got my health down just a little bit here, probably enough to call it it would probably be a draw if I was to bone break one right now. But the biggest problem is my stamina. In other words, if I bone broke one and then we just exchanged bites, it probably would have been a draw with that little bit of health missing is all the Gigas really need to change the tide in their favor. But they're nipping at me a little bit more, and my biggest worry here is my stamina, like I said. So I got the bone break in here, but it wasn't early enough in the fight, and I don't have enough stamina to keep it going. As you can see here, I'm going to pop deep rumble. I do bone break both of them, and now I don't have enough stamina now to land another bone break. And they've got the bulldoze to get out. That one's free now. This one's charging and charged by it so that it keeps me back enough time for him to get out. And that's all they needed to do. So I think it's decent, decently balanced. I think the Giga, really experienced Giga players like that should be able to win and defeat a Rex in the plains, but I still feel like that was a little bit too easy for them. I mean, I don't think the Rex should run out of stamina that quickly. Even just a hair more of stamina so that I could get one more bone break in. I probably still would have lost that. I think they still would have out DPS'd me, but at least I would have had a little more of a fighting chance. They still have a huge advantage on the plains, and it'll give me what I need to, when I'm in the forest, to defend myself against a skilled Giga player set like that. So that's the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you out there in Gondua. Goodbye.